Welcome to our presentation about Polish regulations regarding tax on sugar-sweetened and alcoholic beverages and our solution SNP sugar tax. The presenter of this topic is Krzysztof Gołębiewski, our experienced SAP consultant. About us in a nutshell. We are proud to be a part of SNP Group, a global leader in transformations of SAP systems. SNP provides unique solutions for such projects as migration to S/4HANA, cloudification, or mergers and acquisition projects. The SNP Crystal Bridge platform and Bluefield approach allow us to perform SAP transformations quickly and safely, with near zero downtime in business operations. So if you plan such a project, I think we can help. Don't hesitate to contact us. We have been present in Poland for 25 years now. Before joining the SNP Group, we operated under the name BCC. We are the largest SAP service provider in Poland, ensuring the full range of SAP implementation and managed services. We also support internationals in SAP rollouts to Poland. The Polish legal and tax system is considered to be very complex. SNP adjusts corporate SAP templates to the local business and legal requirements, offering implementation services and training. We also provide many ready-to-run SAP add-ons covering key areas of the Polish legal system, such as standard audit file, split payment, whitelist of taxpayers' sugar tax. And the solution for the Polish tax on sugar-sweetened and alcoholic beverages, SNP sugar tax, is the topic addressed in the presentation. Please reach out to SNP for more details and support. SNP sugar tax is our answer to the new Polish regulations regarding taxes on sugar-sweetened beverages and small containers of alcohol. It is an add-on to SAP system that allows to adjust SAP to the new regulations and optimize the new processes. Now, Chris will present this topic in more details.
Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Chris Gołębiewski. I work for SNP Poland as a sub-consultant. I'd like to welcome everyone to my part of webinar. I've divided my presentation into 3 sections. In the first part, I will introduce you to legal changes connected with new act adopted by the Polish Parliament on February 14th. Next, I will present you idea and architecture of our solution. Finally, I'll present to you our solution into the subsystem. Okay, let's begin by taking a look at latest changes in new legal act. Important fact is that my presentation is based on Prime Minister's draft, to which 13 more amendments have been made. The third reading and voting was February 14th without being referred back to committee. The adoption of new legislation means that the act went to the Senate, upper house rejected it, after which the same will accept it again soon. However, this may take several weeks. Ultimately, the act will be enforced from July 1st, 2020. Okay, the legal act involved 2 areas. Let's call it Mickey fee and sugar fee. The first one, the act provides that tax on small bottles of alcohol will be paid by the entrepreneurs selling alcoholic beverages intended for consumption outside the place of sale. The tax will amount to 25 zloty on each full liter of 100% alcohol sold in packages up to 300 milliliters. For example, that means 1 zloty fee from a small bottle of 40% vodka, 100 milliliter, 2 zloty from 200 milliliter of pure vodka, 40%, and 88 groszy from the smallest 1 bottle of wine. The next question is about responsible entities The obligation to pay it rests with an entrepreneur supplying products to an entrepreneur with a license to conduct retail sales of alcoholic beverages for consumption outside the place of sale. The obligation to pay this tax established pursuant to subsection 11 arise upon the supply of alcoholic beverages prepackaged in containers with a nominal volume not exceeding 400 milliliters. The tax is calculated and paid twice per year by the end of the month following the end of the half year to the account of the tax authority having jurisdiction over the place of residence of registered office of the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is also obligated to submit information in electronic form bearing a qualified signature via IT system of the minister in charge of public finance. In the event of failure to comply with the obligations, the authority shall set by decision an additional tax of 200 zloty for an entrepreneur holding a license to sell alcohol below 18% and 11,250 for an entrepreneur holding a license to sell alcohol above 18%. Ultimately, the Act will be in force from July 1st, 2020, and the first report in January 2021. The second tax for sugar-sweetened drinks and syrups was divided into fixed and variable parts. The price will be 50 groszy per liter of drink with added sugar or sweetener, and additionally 10 groszy per liter of drink with added active substance, for example, caffeine or taurine. The variable part will be 5 groszy per gram of sugar over 5 grams per 100 milliliters calculated per liter of drink. If several substances are added together, for example, sugar, sweeteners, and caffeine, the fees will be added together with a maximum value of 1.2 per liter of drink zlotych. Please take a look at these examples. 1.2 zloty from 1 liter of Pepsi, because sugar quantity is 110. Yes, 1.2 zloty from 1 liter Coca-Cola, because sugar quantity is 106 gram per liter. 30 groszy from 250 milliliter of Red Bull. 1 zloty from multi-fruit drink Timbark, on 1 zloty, 1.2 zloty from 1 liter of orange nectar Fortuna. When you ask me about exceptions in this situation, the tax on sugar-sweetened beverages does not apply to medical devices, registered food supplements, food for special medical purposes, infant formula, dairy products, and also exercise goods. Additionally, beverage containing at least 20% of fruit, vegetable, or fruit and vegetable juice, and with a sugar content of less than or equal to 5 gram per 100 milliliters of beverages will be exempt from the fixed part of the tax. The same applies to isotonic drinks. Similarly, the Act also provides for the tax exemptions for those beverages and juices in which these substances occur naturally. With these provisions, the legislator encourages products to change their recipes. It's called reformulations. Who is responsible entities? The obligation to pay rests with the entity that sells the beverages to the retail outlet, the entity purchasing the beverages as a part of an intra-community supply of goods, or an importer of beverages. The same applies to the producer, who is direct retailer of beverages. The obligation may also be imposed on the order party if the composition of the beverages subject to tax is a part of a contract concluded by the manufacturer for the production of that beverages for the ordering party. The obligation arises upon putting products up for the sales. If the manufacturer sells its own products, it arises after the stock transfer to the retail outlet. This tax is paid once a month. The important settlements with the tax office. The monthly reporting. Submit information in electronic form bearing a qualified signature according to the specimen referred in subsections 3 to the body competent for payment via the IT system of the minister in charge of public finance. The second point, calculation and payment of the tax by the 25th day of the month following the month to which the information relates, to the account of the authority competent for the charge. For the questions, form and data for the report, the minister competent for the public finance shall define and make available on the electronic platform of public administration services a specimen of the electronic information document referred to in section 1.1. And important factors is penalties. If the tax is not paid with the period referred to the article 12G.1, the tax authority shall by decision set an additional tax equivalent up to 30% of the amount of the tax due. Article 12.e. That brings me to the end of my presentation about legal changes. Let's present the idea of this product. It's our out-of-the-box solution. This consists of transports, a comprehensive install guide, and manual for users. What does it mean? Your IT team can install solution and you can configure and start using this tool on your own without support of SNP team. When we talk about solution architecture, the solution consists of 4 parts. As you see, in your infrastructure, there is a master data module, configuration, and reporting module. This reporting module uses API to reporting sugar tax to ministry infrastructure platform. Let's go to product presentation. Now we are in the SAP system ECC 6.0. The solution works in S/4HANA and in SAP retailer systems as well. I've said before about 4 parts of our tool and 4 transactions. As you see, we have 3 transactions on the screen, but the 4th is API interface, not presented right here. This part is under construction and we are waiting for information from Polish Ministry of Finance about technical details this connection, especially about XML message structure and gate to platform and other needed details. We are in touch with people from Inland Revenue and Ministry of Finance, but still decisions and actions have not been taken. A legislation process are waiting in Parliament. Okay, let's go to the SAP Easy Access screen. We have first is the master data transactions. The main rule is to collect and maintain data of sugar tax products. The first important factor is requirement about EN code and populated information of the obligation to pay tax to other entities in the supply chain. The EN code combines the material or indexes of producers with distributors. We can export data by pressing this button to the spreadsheet on other files and send to our partners. We can have a look for some problems with data. This button shows us that with this material is a problem with validating period. Yes, it's obsolete. And we have two ways to introduce data of products with sugar or alcohols into this report. First, manually by this button. The second one is import using Excel spreadsheet. Yes, when we click this button, we direct to source spreadsheet and can add a new records. Earlier we should fulfill Excel by the data of beverages or alcohols. It's very important to adherence to the rules in this Excel fields. In this import functionalities included this data validation, and when the mistakes occurs, the message will be shown with detailed information about required changes. Yes. How to add manually? It's very easy. We hit button add. We should fulfill all needed data to add the products. Validation date from till, volume of products 1 liter, sugar addings and sugar content. It's 6 grams for a 100 milliliter. And when we hit save the button, a new record appears on our screen. Yes, we have this record. When we click change button, we have information about this record. The program automatically calculates value of sugar payments. It's 55th groszy. And information very important in this place is that all start from the sugar ingredients in beverages above level of 5 grams for 100 milliliter. Save. Next step, I will show you a configuration module. Okay, let's back to our menu. Our configuration consists of some important parties. The first is about entities. All information needed to report It's about tax office, it's about VAT registration number, it's about responsible person and their email address. And next step is about type of report, sugar fee or Mickey fee. The next is about movement taken into consideration in this particular report. 61 movement type, and we can add other movement to fulfill requirements of this report. The next step is parameters, and the last one is about exceptions. It's about this kind of vendors who we couldn't take into consideration because it's a vendor who paid tax on their own. The last one part is our report. It's easy constructed, but it's give us all information needed to fulfill the requirements of the inland revenue. We start this report, and we can find them information about all sold materials, quantity, fee, and when we click on some details, we can find document number and date of sales batch and registration number of our client. And the fourth element of our tool, API tool, send this information in XML file to the platform of Ministry of Finance. And I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you for all, and bye for now. That's all for today. Thank you very much. Bye.